Nigel, you said you liked the sound of some of what the Home Secretary said yesterday. Will you be voting for it in Parliament along with your MPs?
Oh, the rhetoric of it. I mean, she sounded like she was auditioning to become a Reform MP, you know. I mean, of course we liked all of that. I do believe it was highly performative. I do believe it was done to sort of stave off what they see as the threat of the Reform vote, particularly in the Red Wall. But I just don't believe it's doable. I'm not sure it's going to pass the backbenches, but when it comes to how we're going to
But why not vote for it anyway?
Well, hang on. If I thought it was going to work, I would vote for it. I do not believe, all the while the Human Rights Act is still in place with ECHR, etc. I don't believe any of this can really work, and on that basis, no.
The Home Secretary heard your invitation to defect to Reform, and she told you, quotes, to sod off. She's also said that your party's policy of abolishing indefinite leave to remain, even for people who are here, millions of people who are already here, she said is immoral and shameful. What do you think about that?
No, I think abolishing indefinite leave to remain is the right way for us to go in the future. As ever with these things, you know, it's easier to say you won't do something in the future, but let's go back for those that are here under indefinite leave to remain, and let's find out, you know, are they actually a benefit to the country, and then we can have a conversation. All right, what we can't do is to go on adding massively to the benefits bill against the interests of British-born people from those from overseas. And you know, it's all very well and I mean, she herself is now saying that if you come as a migrant, you might have to wait 20 years to get some categorisation. So she went a long way towards our position.
Now, today you've said that there are savings the Chancellor could make immediately. At the last election, Reform set out £90 billion. You've dropped that now, times have changed.
No. This was very specific today. Can we save £30 billion a year by dropping net zero? Yes. Are there changes in the banking system that could save us big money that the Lib Dems have now picked up from us? Yes. Are there huge savings across the board we can make? Yes. What today was about was a very, on the back of what the Home Secretary said yesterday. She talked about illegal migrants coming into Britain. What we were showing today is that even legal migration has had a very, very big cost.
So this £25 billion is just the start. So what you've set out today includes removing welfare from foreign-born citizens.
This wasn't, by the way, this wasn't a shadow budget. This was just one very specific area, which is basically the welfare bill for those that are born abroad, that we wanted to talk about.
But even there, removing welfare from foreign-born citizens may not be that simple. It may involve a whole EU renegotiation. There may be consequences for the hundreds of thousands of British people who live in European countries in good faith. It could be quite tricky.
Well, obviously, it's not just EU citizens that we would withdraw from. What we'd like with the EU is a fair negotiation. You know, we will pay benefits, provided you pay benefits to our people in Europe, and it's of a relatively equal scale. At the moment, it's so disproportionately against us that it's completely unreasonable. So there needs to be a total reset, with a whole renegotiation with the European Union. Yes.
You are, according to the polls, on course to form the next government. Can we ask a few questions, quick-fire questions, if I may, about what you would do in government? Oh, yes or no? So NHS free at the point of use in a Reform government? Stopping the boats entirely?
Yes.
Yes. What about not raising all the main taxes, income tax, VAT, national insurance?
Yes.
What about the triple lock on pensions?
Open debate. Depends on the state of the economy.
When will you decide?
Not now, nearer the election.
Lots of pensioners will be quite worried about that.
I'm sure they would be, but right now they're getting above inflation increases. Now, that doesn't mean they're wealthy. The real worry for many pensioners will be, even with modest pensions, this budget could drag them all into the tax system. That'll worry them even more.
I want to ask finally, there's another sort of insurgent party that's doing well in the polls, which is the Green Party, and some people have described Zach Polanski as like a left-wing Nigel Farage. I just wondered if you had any reflections on their sort of poll success. Well, do you think there's any crossover in terms of voters?
There, not really, no, but there may be some of the earlier Green voters who are, who genuinely care about the environment, etc., that might be interested in us. I can't see anyone that voted Reform at the last election being interested by hard left politics. Polanski's done well for a couple of reasons. One, he actually tries. He actually tries. How about that? He works, he goes out, he does things, he uses social media. All the things that the people in the Labour and Conservative parties appear to be completely incapable of in every way. And the other reason is there is a gap. There is a gap with an urban, audience who have really very left-wing views, and frankly, these were Corbyn voters. And Jeremy Corbyn could have hoovered up that market, but he's shown, along with Zara Sultana, they don't have the ability to actually set up and structure something. And so Polanski's come straight in, and he's doing very, very well. And
you're watching him closely?
Well, not closely, because it isn't our vote, but I think the Prime Minister must wake up in the morning and think, goodness me, who's the biggest threat to me now? Is it Farage or is it Polanski?
Thanks very much.